morning, ladies and gentlemen. Global challenges require dialogue, but also regular follow-ups, meaningful actions, and sustained commitments. As a long-term reliable partner, Saudi Arabia has maintained a strong and enduring relationship with the World Economic Forum for over a decade. Today, we will explore how this partnership is evolving, translating global dialogue into particular cooperation, and advancing shared economic and development opportunities. This session will also introduce a major new initiative that reflects the Kingdom's pragmatic approach to advancing global cooperation and delivering impact. With that being said, I would like to hand it to Oliver, who has been working with the World Economic Forums for 7 years, to share with us key insights about the role of the World Economic Forum, but most importantly, the relationship with the Kingdom.
Thank you, Dima, and such a pleasure to be surrounded by so many friends. To start, I want to thank everyone in the Ministry of Economy and Planning who have been working over the past weeks, actually months, to deliver the Saudi presence and continue on delivering a great partnership between the World Economic Forum and Saudi Arabia. My name is Oliver Jabbour. I am the Deputy Director for the Middle East, North Africa. I am also leading the forum's engagement with Saudi Arabia. To your question, Dima, on the World Economic Forum. So for our audience, especially online, who are not acquainted with the World Economic Forum, the forum, as it stands today, is the international organization for public-private collaboration. We are mostly known for our flagship meeting, which is the annual meeting in Davos. And this is the 55th convening of the annual meeting of the forum. Of course, from our inception in 1971, there is a driving idea from our founder that is built into our operating system, which is stakeholder dialogue, which is a deep belief from our organization that the big challenges facing the planet necessitate different stakeholders coming together to answer to these challenges, and no entity by itself, be it government or private sector, can address these challenges. And this was very clear in the global fight against climate change, but also during the pandemic. So this is a foundational principle for the forum. The forum have a network of 900 plus partners of the biggest companies globally, and who convene on the level of the principle in Davos the third or fourth week in January every year.
But if you allow me, Oliver, Davos is just a week where we are here all convening in the annual meeting. How can we drive change being part of the platform even beyond the annual meeting?
Sure. So the Davos, and to that we're referring to our annual meeting, never was a destination. It's always a point in time, a convening of the different communities on the level of the principles of the organizations we partner with. But of course, it's like 5 days, Monday to Friday, and our work never stops there. So of course, we have a number of focused meetings year-long that bring together the different communities within our organizations. In more focused meetings, for example, our summer Davos in China have a big angle on new technologies. We have a urban transformation summit focused on urban transformation. We have a meeting for cybersecurity, and the calendar is pretty much packed for the full year. Of course, we have offices in 5, 6 big cities, from the US to China. And Dima, you were a fellow from Aramco working at the forum for a bit more than a year. Maybe you can share a bit also on your experience on what goes on year long?
Thank you, Oliver. So prior to joining the Ministry of Economy and Planning, and while I was working with Saudi Aramco, I was seconded to the World Economic Forum, where I work with the Center for the New Economy and Society, with a diverse and a global community, where we were working together on shaping the next thinking on the future of work, the labor market, and also social policies. In that role, I was able to work closely with the forum's team on program development, but also contributing to flagship report, where we were able to capture the latest thinking, not only within the ecosystem, but also for me as a Saudi, to bring in the thought leadership and the different initiatives that we're doing in the kingdom. And that platform provided me with the opportunity to be able to be an ambassador of all of the work that we have been doing in the kingdom, but also bringing back all of the shared experiences and the learnings that we can get from the ecosystem within the forum. So maybe, Oliver, if you allow me, you can see here just behind us multiple initiatives that we have achieved working closely with the Economic Forum, and this is not everything. So maybe, Oliver, you want to shed the light on some of the centers that were actually released in partnership with the forum.
Sure. Maybe just going back to what Hala was mentioning in her introduction, that over the past 10 years, the relationship between the forum and Saudi Arabia have been based on mutual commitment, let's say. But I want to highlight that the participation from Saudi Arabia didn't start 10 years ago. Broadly, the Middle East region, Saudi Arabia especially, has been at the heart of the World Economic Forum since the early 70s, since 1973. And ever since we had a representation from the kingdom, we have partners, private sector partners from Saudi Arabia, who brag that this annual meeting is their number 35 or 40. So on that front, the relationship is quite old. Of course, the size of the ambition of Vision 2030, launched in 2016, led to a scaling of the participation of Saudi Arabia in the ecosystem of the World Economic Forum. We are very proud today that we have 3 centers for the fourth industrial revolution in Saudi Arabia. That is one driving the national agenda on C4IR with the leadership of Dr. Basma, who is present with us here. And this is the center, the national center, leveraging the network of the forum to shape the agenda globally, not only nationally. We also have a center for cybersecurity and another one on space economics that are very industry focused, thematically focused, rather than nationally focused. Additionally, we have a number of ongoing collaborations, including on shaping the future of travel and tourism with the Ministry of Tourism, on shaping the future of minerals with the Ministry of Industry and Minerals, among other collaborations. The list is quite long. I really don't want I'm going to try to be as comprehensive as possible, but the list is quite long.
Maybe, Oliver, if you allow me also, one of the major events that was we're very proud of was the World Economic Forum special meeting in Riyadh, where over 1,000 global leaders from 92 countries convened in Riyadh to advance actionable solutions. And the outcome reflected in the strength of Saudi Arabia's year-long engagement and foundation for the future of cooperation. A key outcome, as you mentioned, out of the meeting was also the launch for the Center for Space Future in Riyadh, laying the groundwork for continued cooperation for future meetings. The meeting also delivered tangible and real-world outcome, where the Kingdom, in partnership with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, pledged to help to protect 370 million children annually from polio and lifted millions out of poverty. And I guess we're proud to say that all of the work that have been done with the World Economic Forum was groundbreaking for us, given that we're always keen on looking what's next. And I could say part of our DNA is actually not to over-celebrate success. And this is is why we always look ahead. With that being said, Saudi Arabia is developing a roadmap to support the responsible adoption of AI in artificial statistical work, addressing a challenge that governments around the world are increasingly grappling with. The roadmap will focus on AI-enhanced indicators, tools, and methodologies designed to improve the quality and accuracy and help decision makers respond more effectively to real-world challenges. Here at Davos, we want to offer you a sneak peek and invite the government, the private sector, and international organizations to help shape the next generation of statistical products. Through our national sustainability planning, the Ministry of Economy and Planning identified a reoccurring challenge. While ambition is high when it comes to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, partnership efforts remain fragmented and difficult to change and also difficult to scale into measurable impact. In response, the Ministry explored how digital and AI-enabled tools could support more structured, priority-driven cooperation aligned with the Kingdom Vision 2030. And in response also to translate this into national thinking and practice, the Ministry has partnered with the World Economic Forum and Bain & Company to identify AI use cases that can accelerate sustainable development outcomes. This collaboration produced a fully functioning proof of concept focused on improving how sustainable development partnerships are identified, formed, and coordinated. And the result is Sustain. Sustain is an AI-enabled marketplace that intelligently matches partners and opportunities while keeping decision-making with institutions and stakeholders. By consolidating disparate partnership opportunities across sectors, Sustain reduces friction and duplication, improves visibility, and lower coordination barriers, enabling more effective and scalable impact. As you can see, today marks an early release of Sustain, and the platform will be fully released towards later this year. We invite you and interested stakeholders to scan the QR code and register early engagement in the platform to help us shape the next phase of Sustain. To reflect on everything that we have been saying, from the successes and also to the next growth opportunities that we're bringing, I would like to reflect and leave you with few thoughts. The challenges before us are real, but opportunities to shape the next phase of global growth, resilience, and development is even greater when pursued collectively. Through partnership with global organizations and leading entities such as the World Economic Forum, the Kingdom is shaping a model of cooperation grounded in trust, pragmatism, and sustained engagement. Ultimately, this cooperation is designed to move beyond discussion and translating outcomes into dialogue, into actions, and also shared priorities. Thank you for listening.